Hello everyone, today we have new video review with absolutely fresh kit from AMK company. I hope you remember this manufacturer of the model kits. And now we have a big aircraft coming straight from them. It's 148 scale model kit. And as you can see, it copies Mikoyan MiG-31BM and BSM versions. And it had this nice NATO designation as a Foxhound. We have this beautiful photo. It's written here that it was made by Maxim Scriabin, and also we have here signs of the marking options which are included into this kit. What else? Box itself is quite huge. Here you can see comparison with my hand. On the sides we have some, let's say, 3D renders of the assembled model, and also it's written that which marking option is displayed on this picture, and here is another marking option. This is top opening box as previous AMK kits. Just give me a second to open it. As you can see, the top part is made from thin cardboard, so be sure to check everything inside. So we have all parts packed into this, let's say, nice and carefully laid in layout. As you can see, some parts are packed into the separate small boxes, but we have assembly manual on the top, so we would check it first. Just let me zoom camera a bit, and now you see it. So assembly manual, as you can see, is printed on the glossy paper. We have here first page is let's say is face page. Then we have here a history note, 4 marking options which are available in this kit. And then assembly process starts. As you can see, explanations are quite detailed, so I hope you won't be lost during assembly of such a complex aircraft. And one should know that assembled model would be quite huge. Here we have marking guides. As you can see, those are printed in color, and all 4 marking options are carefully explained. We also have here stenciling data. As you can see, almost whole aircraft will be covered in stencils, and here are even more from the other side, from the starboard. And then we have here the top side, and of course, I guess next would come, yes, bottom side. And then we have various armaments, missiles, and of course parts map is present on the last pages. I would zoom out camera a bit for you. Yes, now you see it. And on the last page we have again a nice 3D render of this aircraft. Okay, so that's all for the assembly manual. Now let's move on to the sprues. First I would check sprues which are packed into the plastic bags, and then we would check what's hidden in those nice white cardboard boxes. Okay, so here we have 2 sprues packed into the one bag. I would remove them, and we can check what's hidden there. Okay, so here we have first parts. I would zoom a camera for you. Now you see it. We have here tail parts. Those are carefully molded as separate elements, and as you can see, we have rivets and recessed panel lines present on the plastic, and I would say those look quite nice, and after several layers of the primer and paint and also lacquer, it should look good. Here is another part, and here is another tail segment, let's say. Inside we have, let's say, developed internal structure which should ensure rigidity. Nevertheless, parts themselves are quite thick, so they should be durable enough, I would say, to withstand rough shipment. Here we have wing parts, I guess. Those also feature recessed panel lines and riveting, as you can see. Very nice detailization. Note that attachment points are quite thin. Here is one, here is another one. And note also that wings are interconnected with this frame. Just give a second to my camera to focus. Yes, now you see it. So here you can see that subframe connects both wing parts. Nevertheless, they are not molded as one piece, and here you can see quite nice internal structures that should ensure rigidity of those parts. And here are the bottom parts of the wings. Let's move on. Next we have 4 plastic sprues packed into the one bag. I need to find a way to open it. Just give me a second. Okay. So here they are. Here we have parts for the pilot seat. I would zoom it even more for you. And now you can see it properly. Yes, as you can see, parts are quite nice, but nevertheless you would have to assemble this pilot seat, and all parts here are related to the pilot seat, which should be quite detailed. Then we have another sprue, which is absolutely similar to the previous one which we saw before. Then we have 2 similar sprues for the engines. These include engine nozzles. Here you can see them, quite huge parts. They look quite impressive, and I have no doubt that some modelers would opt out for the resin parts in order to replicate those elements of the aircraft. Nevertheless, even original parts look quite nice. Here we have wheel parts. As you can see, tires are molded separately from the rims here, and here you can see the other side of those parts, so there are no position pins, and alignment would be dependent on you. Okay, that's all for those sprues. Then we have transparent sprue with transparent parts and small PE thread. I am not sure why it's packed together with transparent frame. Nevertheless, here it is. Nice transparent parts for the canopy. As you can see, several versions are provided, so you can replicate closed or opened canopy on your aircraft. And here are some other extra parts for the detailing of your model. Note that parts are secured with special tabs here, so that they won't be damaged during shipment. And here is small PE thread, which was packed into the same bag with those transparent parts. Okay. Then we have huge top part of the aircraft, which is molded as one piece, by the way, so there would be no seams on the top segment of the aircraft. Here it is. And here you can appreciate the detailing. So we have recessed panel lines, we have rivets, and we have even small segment of the wings in order to ensure rigidity and that it stays, let's say, in a proper position. Note that here we have small sprue attached to the fuselage. I'm not sure what this part would be used for, but nevertheless, as you can see, it's attached like this. Inside we have a quite detailed framing, which also should ensure strength of this large part. Then we have 2 sprues, 2 absolutely similar sprues with pylons for the missiles. Here you can see them. I think there is no need to unpack this bag because there is nothing special about those parts. Then we have again, I guess those are 2 similar sprues. Just give me a second to unpack them. Moment. It's quite nice that AMK is still searching for the new methods in order how to replicate modern aircrafts, and to be honest, they succeed in it. By the way, here we have nice addition in form of this small weights. which I guess should be added to the aircraft nose. But nevertheless, I think that won't be enough, and you will have to add some more lead or weight into your model. So here we have two actually different sprues. As you can see, these nice tubes should be used for the engine. I need a camera to focus on it. I would remove the box, and now you see it properly. So here are the parts for the engine. Here we have some cockpit elements, and here more of them. Here again another engine tubes. So engines should be quite detailed, but unfortunately you would have to hide them in the fuselage. And note that both engines have position pins for the proper alignment. Okay, this is one sprue, and here is another one. Again, engine parts. Those are, I guess, air intakes. And when we flip over this part, we have here a nice cockpit tube and some external parts. Here you can see them. Okay. Last two sprues packed into the plastic bags. Just give me a second again to open them. Okay, so again here we have two sprues packed into one bag, and here it is. So here we have tail wings, which as you can see are molded as quite nice parts with approximately the same detalization as we saw before. Here you can see the other side. I guess here we have some mechanization elements which look quite nice. And here is a sprue with various parts for the cockpit. For example, here we have a dashboard and various cockpit parts. And here we have even small mirrors for the canopy. I guess they should be added separately, as you can see here. Moreover, we have separately molded one-piece landing gear legs. Here all necessary parts for them. From the other side we have here nice air brakes. Again, they look very nice and they're quite thin, so I guess parts would appear up to scale, I would say. And on the bottom of the box we have nice decal sheets. Just give me a second to open them. So 4 marking options, I'm reminding you, and 2 decal sheets contain all necessary symbols for those marking options. Here they are. First small sheet contains all necessary symbols for the marking options. There is no mention where those sheets were printed, because I guess they were printed by the AMK itself. And of course the largest one contains various stencils for the aircraft. Here you can see them. I would zoom a camera so that you can appreciate how detailed they are. So I don't see, let's say on the first side I don't see any misspellings or other possible issues. Nevertheless, I would do careful examination of the symbols and write let's say final conclusion in our review article as usual. Okay, so that's all for the parts that were packed into the plastic bags. Now we move on to the parts that are packed into this nice cardboard boxes, and as you can see here it's written that it contains lower fuselage. Just give me a second to open it. and I guess this part should be quite huge, and yes, it is. I would zoom the camera to show you. Yes, here you can see it. It's packed into the box and then it's packed into the plastic bag, so you can be sure that it won't be broken off. Why manufacturer decided to use such packaging? Because of this. Here you can see some tender elements, here and here and here, and in order to save those, let's say, parts, manufacturer decided to implement the boxing. So here you can see various slots for the internal elements, and from the other side we have nice detalization in form of recessed panel lines and riveting all over the fuselage. So I guess it would look even better after some weathering done. Nevertheless, I really appreciate that manufacturer decided to use such packaging scheme, so that buyer, it's us modelers, would be sure that everything arrives intact. Missiles are packed also into the separate box, and here we have several types of the missiles. Here you can see them, and note that they're molded as one piece. I would show you one piece of each. Just give me a second again to open the bag. Here it is. Okay, like this. So you can see that it's molded as a one-piece part. You don't have to glue anything, maybe some minor elements. Nevertheless, out of the box, missile arrives as this nice one-piece part. This is one type. Then we have second one, which contains Wimpel R-77 missiles. I need to remove those. Here you can see it. Here you would have to glue this tail segment, but otherwise it's absolutely complete part, which is ready for use, ready for painting, let's say. And then we have another missile type, which is AA-1 R-73, also Wimpel one. And again I need to remove it carefully from the sprue. Here it is. Again, I appreciate the molding quality and thin attachment points, and here you can see that the name of the missile is written on the sprue. Yes, now you can see. So that's all for the missiles, but still we have one last box left. And maybe some of you might have guessed that this is a nose fuselage segment, which looks like this. So give me a second to open the bag. I mean, not the bag, but the box, and then we have a bag. And here what we have inside. Let's zoom out camera a bit. Separately molded nose cones, separately molded nose parts. So there are no gaps in this area, no unnecessary seams. You just glue these parts together with the fuselage and you get a nice aircraft. Here it is. Very nice molding quality, and I would say quite clever parts division. Here you can see that fuselage parts still have recessed panel lines and riveting. They have special slots for the cockpit, and here is another side. And then we have a nose cone and some parts for the air intakes, I guess. So that's all for the video review, but don't forget to check full review article on our website, because I guess I would mention some interesting facts there as well. And as usual, I would invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook group, because it will help us greatly. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video review.